If you're a shopper, this number is gonna save you. It's about having a baseline of comparison to work out what your billable hour is. Okay, you'll be coming from a place of knowledge. Let's get down to business. Hi, I'm Chelsea K. Wright, and I'm a self-proclaimed financial feminist. Here are 5 numbers that you need to know if you're a woman. So let's get into the video. Number 1, your time value, or the value of your time, whatever you want to call it. You, my good sis, need to work out what your billable hour is. If you're working consulting or if you were a lawyer, you would have billable hours. So what is your billable hour? How I like to work this out is calculating it from, I guess, like what I'm currently working, at least at a 9 to 5. If I'm working a salary on a 40-hour week, then I would break that down based off what my hourly rate would be for that. And you definitely should be adding overtime on the weekends after 5 p.m. and before 9 a.m. Okay? I think as women, we tend to forget that there's a lot of other work expected of us. And I mean, it's societally ingrained. Domestic labor, childcare, not saying that you should write it down and say, these are the hours that I need to be paid for, but it's something to be cognizant. This is especially helpful for those girlies who have trouble setting boundaries and have trouble saying no and say yes to everything. If you have your billable hour as a baseline, then you have something for comparison. You have a baseline of comparison to then say, yes, this opportunity is worth this much, I'll do it, versus no, I'm not gonna waste my time doing that thing. No. Number 2, this is something simple, an easy one, and it's how much you're making. You need to have a pulse on what you're bringing in on any cadence. So it could be weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, quarterly, depending on how you make your money, but have a cadence that you check it and know that number on that cadence. Other income streams that people usually leave out of this number are things that are irregular, like refunds or like refund checks or dividend income. All of these are things that you want to include, and if you're checking on a monthly, quarterly, or even yearly basis, you want to ensure that you have them factored into your number and use that number to make your financial decisions. And I mean, it's a great feeling knowing that you've left money on the table. Like, it's like finding a $20 bill in like your back pocket. Number 3, how much you are spending. Yes, I know this is an emotionally charged one, but we need to know it, girls. We need to know it. If you're a shopper, a spender, like I am sometimes, then this number is gonna save you when you do like your little monthly recheck. And if that number is over what your baseline is, then obviously, you know, you've gone above budget and you need to dial it back. So knowing that number isn't about judging yourself or making yourself feel bad, but it's about having a baseline of comparison for you to know your financial health. Really, there are a plethora of ways and apps to help you track this. Luckily, glad I live in the age of technology where I don't have to take out a pocketbook and literally write down each transaction I make. But I digress. There are apps that help you to track your bills, the subscriptions, whether it's coming from a credit card, a debit card, or straight from your bank account. Take advantage of that and connect all your accounts so that you'll have that number all in one place, and that's one less thing to calculate and think about. Number 4, how much you owe. Debt, or as some like to call it, like your liabilities. So how much do you owe in credit cards? You might have loans, you might owe somebody, like a friend, your mother, your sister, your father. Like, how much do you owe? Again, viewing these numbers from a place of objectivity is only going to let you know your true financial health, because going into number 5, and my last number that every woman should know, is what you own. This is basically your net worth, which is your assets versus like your liabilities, in layman's terms, which is basically from what you're bringing in versus what you're spending and what you owe in debt. What do you really have to say? Like, I'm standing on business, like I have my own thing. Like, what do you own? In other words, what is your net worth? And again, there are so many different apps out there to help you do this. My favorite one is Monarch, the Monarch Money app. There's one called Copilot. Mint just closed down, so I can't recommend them anymore, but I'll have those linked below. Or you can do it online using an Excel spreadsheet. If that's your vibe, that's your vibe. But you basically want to know how much, after all the debt, the liabilities that you own, what is your net worth? Like, what are you really working with? Because the common thread in this is that it's not for you to come from a place of scarcity or judgment to your own self. It's just for you to know your numbers so that you know what you're working with, so that you can set financial goals, go on trips, and you'll know how to spend money without coming from a place of fear. You'll be coming from a place of knowledge. So as a woman, I spoke about knowing your numbers, but really setting financial goals has really helped me to make the move and move the needle towards financial independence. So if you've loved this video, I can guarantee you'll want to check out my video on setting financial goals, and you already know your numbers, so you're kind of halfway there already. I'll see you over there, but until then, with love from Chels. Bye.